कितनी बार जिंदगी में ऐसा होता है कि आप किसी मिसाइल बेसमेंट के अंदर सोते हैं? आई मीन दिस इज once in a lifetime kind of a thing I'm going to experience today.
वेलकम बैक टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ देसी टूरिस्ट। मेरा नाम है अमित। मैं दुनिया भर में घूमता हूँ और उसको अपने सिनेमैटिक या इन्फॉर्मेटिव तरीके से आप लोगों के सामने रखने की कोशिश करता हूँ। इस वक्त पर मैं अमेरिका के अंदर एक रोड ट्रिप कर रहा हूँ, जहाँ पर पिछले एपिसोड में आपने मुझे देखा था यहाँ के एक अमेजिंग शहर में जो हमारे वैदिक साइंस के ऊपर बेस्ड है। यहाँ तक कि उनकी खुद की एक करेंसी है राम, जो भगवान राम से इंस्पायर्ड है। पर आज का एपिसोड एक बहुत ही एडवेंचरस एपिसोड होने वाला है, बिकॉज मैं ड्राइव करते करते पहुँच गया हूँ इस देश के सबसे सेंट्रल स्टेट कैंसस में, और यहाँ पर मैं एक ऐसे एयरबीएनबी में स्टे करने वाला हूँ जो कि एक न्यूक्लियर मिसाइल बंकर के अंदर बनाया गया है।
और ये जो पीछे आप दरवाज़ा देख रहे हैं, ये दरवाज़ा जाता है ज़मीन के अंदर करीब 15 फ्लोर नीचे तक, जहाँ पर है ये मिसाइल बेसमेंट। तो अब वक्त है इसके अंदर जाने का।
पर वीडियो शुरू करने से पहले थोड़ी हिस्ट्री के बारे में जान लेते हैं। 1950-60s के फेमस कोल्ड वॉर के दौरान अमेरिका और रशिया के बीच एक जबरदस्त कंपटीशन था मिसाइल सुप्रीमेसी के लिए। 1957 में रशिया ने स्पुतनिक सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करके दुनिया भर को हिला दिया था, और इस टेक्नोलॉजिकल लीप ने अमेरिका को भी खुद की मिसाइल्स डेवलप करने को मजबूर किया, और इस तरह शुरुआत हुई थी एक मिसाइल रेस की। इस एरा में दोनों देशों ने इनोवेशन की सारी हदों को पार किया। अपनी मिलिट्री पावर को प्रूव करने के लिए एक से बढ़कर एक बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल्स बनाए, और इस इंटेंस दुश्मनी ने न सिर्फ मिसाइल एंड टेक्निकल एडवांसमेंट को फ्यूल किया, बल्कि ग्लोबल टेंशंस को भी काफी बढ़ाया। तो रशिया के इसी स्पुतनिक मिसाइल्स के डिफेंस में अमेरिका ने बनाया अपना पहला बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल, जिसका नाम था एटलस। और इन मिसाइल्स को अमेरिका ने देश के 72 अलग अलग जगहों पर डिप्लॉय किया था। बट कोल्ड वॉर के बाद ये सारे बंकर्स डीकमीशन कर दिए गए, और आज करीब 70 साल के बाद उनमें से एक अब एक अमेजिंग एयरबीएनबी स्टे बन गया है। एज अ ट्रैवलर मैं हमेशा से ऐसे हिस्टोरिकल प्लेसेस से फैसिनेटेड रहा हूँ, तो जब मुझे इस जगह पर रहने का इन्विटेशन मिला तो मना कैसे कर सकता था। लेकिन स्टे से ज़्यादा मैं यहाँ के टेक्निकल सेटअप और डिटेल्स देखने और दिखाने के लिए एक्साइटेड हूँ। और ये जगह हमें दिखाने वाले हैं खुद इस प्रॉपर्टी के ओनर मिस्टर मैथ्यू।
So I am here. I think he's the owner.
Hello
Hey,
there.
Matthew.
Hey there.
Hey.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. It's okay if I film in a little bit?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's Bing.
Bing?
He's a stray that found me a couple years ago, and this is Buddy. He's another stray that found me back when I
Oh,
bought
so both
this
of
place.
them are strays?
Yeah, that's right.
Bing and Buddy.
Uh-huh.
All right, Buddy. Hi, Bing.
Well, here, we'll do a tour. I'll show you the place.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Let's go. क्या जबरदस्त हवा चल रही है यार, मतलब भयंकर वाली एकदम।
So, we are standing on top of the Atlas F missile silo. This is a bunker that was built to protect the Atlas rocket. This was designed to withstand a nearby nuclear strike. The concrete we're standing on is 9 feet thick. You have like 3-inch thick rebar that ties it all together. These blast doors here were 3 foot thick, 75 tons each. So the way that it worked are the doors would open up like this with large hydraulic rams. Now the rocket was already fueled with kerosene. Then they would put in that last fuel mixture, which was liquid oxygen. That had to be stored at extreme cold temperatures in a cryogenic chamber. So once that was fueled up, an elevator would lift the rocket to the surface, and then it would launch off.
And how many missiles were there like inside?
There was just one missile inside. Now I'm trying to turn this place into an adventure resort. So I allow people to camp on my property, and whether it's an RV or a tent or even a hammock. And then I'm fixing up the interior, the former launch control center, as an Airbnb where you'll be staying tonight. So,
Okay.
how about I take you down underground and
Let's
I'll show
go.
you the place.
Let's go. Buddy, you wanna go inside? तो ये मैं walk कर रहा हूँ जा रहा हूँ सीढ़ियों के अंदर. Walking in the missile basement. Hey buddy.
So right here, there's a button you press. This would buzz you into this next room. Electronic locks would unlock the door.
Okay.
You shut the door behind you, pick up a phone, look into a camera, and say your access code. If you say the right code, the next door gets buzzed open and you can go in. If you say the wrong code, you're trapped in this room until military police come to take you away.
Oh.
It's known as the entrapment room. Then we come to these two large blast doors. This is a 2,000-pound door. It's made of manganese, has a higher melting point than regular steel. Now, you may have noticed as we came down the stairs, we went around a corner, another corner, another corner. The engineering is such that explosive force we're coming down here, each time it has to stop and turn, it's going to lose up to 10% of its energy. So by the time it hit the curvature of this door, that would dissipate that energy into these thick concrete walls and blow out that hole right there.
Oh.
So around the corner, there's a locking mechanism. This would make sure both doors could not be opened at the same time. So that door had to shut and lock before this door could open. That way the missileers would never be exposed to any danger from outside. Come on down.
Oh wow.
This did not look like this when I bought it. So actually, I've done a ton of work since when I bought this place. Mold had crept in. 50 years without air handling. You know, there was mold in the sheetrock walls. I had to rip those out, all the studs, and haul them up the stairs, just one trash bag load at a time.
Oh.
Asbestos floor tile peeling up off the floor, lead paint coming off the rails. So once I cleared everything out, it was just steel and concrete. I pressure washed the entire place to sanitize it. I rented a sandblaster and sandblasted all the metal, and then I repainted everything. Airbnb had a fund called the OMG Fund. Like, oh my God, what is this? So out of thousands of hosts from around the world who submitted crazy, cool ideas, I was one of 100 people who were chosen, and they gave me $100,000 to help build this place out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's why like this is one of the OMG's Airbnb listings, right?
Right. So now this top floor, it was known as the Ready Room. It's where the missileers used to live. So you
Okay.
had bunk beds, there was a bathroom with a shower and a couple toilets, there was a kitchen and dining room, air handling room with filters that could filter out chemical, biological, and nuclear contaminants. And then they would create a positive pressure environment in here. That way, no contaminated air could seep its way in. It's always going to be pushing air out. You see this handle right here? That goes to the escape hatch. So there's a shaft that goes to the surface, and it was filled with 4 tons of sand. So you would pull this, the doors would open up, all the sand would drop down, then you could hook in a second ladder and climb to the surface. The purpose of the sand was to protect against the overpressures of a nuclear explosion outside.
Okay.
You notice how the floor is separate from the walls?
Yes.
Originally, this was suspended from the ceiling at 4 different points around the room. So you had air shocks that would keep the entire floor system level. If there was an explosion outside, then this whole place would be stabilized. And you can see even the lights are on springs.
Yes.
Here's a cutaway image of the missile base. We're on the top floor in the Launch Control Center. Next, I'm going to take you to the lower level, and then we're going to go through the tunnel and look into the silo.
What's the whole size of the property?
So there's 24 acres of land and then the bunker.
This piece of land was expensive because of bunkering.
Right.
Right. And if you don't mind sharing, like what was the price?
Yeah, we spent about $300,000 to buy this property. But you know, it cost $12.8 million to build this facility back in 1959, $60. If you take into account inflation, This, to build all this concrete and steel, would be about $100 to $150 million project. So
Damn.
I've got a huge head start on any things I want to do here. Here, let me show you the Airbnb. So here's the bathroom. Remember, I recycled the water from the shower and the sink to go to the toilet. I love the idea of recycling. We have a friend who tunes pianos, and every time he finds a piano that's untunable, he gives them to us, and we gut them out, and my dad turns them into beautiful cabinets like this. So king bedroom, and then bunk beds if a family or friends come along. Beverage station all set up. And then once I build out that lower level, the bunk beds and everything are going to go out of this room, and this room will become the food growing station.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, this looks so cool. Like there is a king bed inside an Airbnb inside a missile basement, and it looks so cool actually. So when did this Airbnb, this particular room got started?
Just this year.
Just this year.
I just opened it up for Airbnb this year. I haven't even had 10 guests stay here yet.
Oh wow! So I'm one of like few guests who are here.
Yep.
Okay, and so 2024 is when you started this Airbnb, right?
That's right.
So it took you like 7 years
Yeah.
to reach to this point, right?
Yeah, 2017 to
hard work and time.
2024. Yeah.
Lots of hard work and time, man.
But yeah, if things would go a lot faster. All it takes is time and money, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course, I understand that.
If I could hire people, things could fly. But when you're just working on your own, it takes a little longer.
Yeah, of course, but yeah, the time and the patience and the hard work shows up, man.
Here, let me show you downstairs.
Yes, let's go. Oh,
So, as you can see, it's still under construction. This is my workshop right now, but this lower level was known as the launch control room. Here's the original desk. So one of the things I plan on doing is cleaning this all up, replacing this panel and putting in a touchscreen monitor and digitally recreating what it would have looked like. So you could go through a simulation of launching the missile.
ooh.
You see this box here? This is where the launch codes were kept. It took 2 missileers to open this up. Each had their own combination lock. That way one person couldn't open them. And when it came time to launching the actual rocket, one missileer would be at the desk and another one would be at a console upstairs. So one person couldn't go rogue and take over. So on this blast door, there's a sign that says warning. 150-foot open silo shaft exists at end of tunnel beyond this door. This tray is for running wiring through the tunnel. The tube is for bringing fresh air into the tunnel. Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay, so there were 2 blast doors that would protect from our own rocket blowing up. And then they put in that third door as an afterthought later because they thought these 2 may not be enough. And here's the silo itself. So, yeah, if you look up, you'll see the blast doors where we started the tour. There's some ductwork.
So we were standing on top of that.
We were standing on top of that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That ductwork is for bringing fresh air into here. And you see these large springs? So it was known as a crib that held the missile in place. It was connected to these springs. That way, if an explosion happened up above, the entire floor system could move and that rocket would stay safe because this would cushion the whole entire blast. It's about 80 feet down to where the water is, and I estimate there's about 70 feet of water. So when they decommissioned this base, a salvage team took all this infrastructure out of here, those floors, the crib. They filled up the bottom with water, and then they left those doors open for a period of time. That way, when spy satellites went overhead, they could see the reflection in the water and verify that this was an empty, decommissioned base, so it wouldn't be a target anymore.
ये जो आप मेरे पीछे देख रहे हैं, यानी पीछे भी नहीं, एक्चुअली नीचे जो आप देख रहे हैं, ये एक्चुअली में एक प्रॉपर मिसाइल बेसमेंट है, मतलब इस जगह के अंदर यहाँ पर एक लाइव मिसाइल था और आज की डेट में एक ये प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी है। सो दिस इज़ सो अमेजिंग और मुझे यकीन नहीं हो रहा है कि इस जगह को भी बदल करके कभी एयरबीएनबी बनाया जा सकता है। ऑल थैंक्स टू एयरबीएनबी कि मैं उसकी वजह से यहाँ पर हूँ और मैं ये देख पा रहा हूँ। और ये जो पूरा जो सिस्टम है वो यूएस और रशिया के टाइम पे 60s में जब कोल्ड वॉर हो रहा था उस वक्त पे बनाया गया था और यहाँ पर एटलस नाम का जो सबसे पहला यूएस का मिसाइल था वो रखा जाता था। और आज की डेट में ये मिस्टर मैथ्यू की प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी है जिसको वो धीरे धीरे एयरबीएनबी बना रहे हैं। मतलब इस जगह पे भी काफ़ी कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शंस होएगा। एक्चुअली मिसल सिलो के अंदर भी लोग रहेंगे और जो लॉन्च कंट्रोल पैनल था वो ऑलरेडी चेंज होकर के एयरबीएनबी बन गया है जहाँ पर मैं आज रहने वाला हूँ। सो या दिस इज़ सो अमेजिंग। बस ऊपर से जा कर के गाड़ी से बैग लेकर के आना है एंड ऑल सेट फॉर टुनाइट। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको ये जगह बहुत अच्छी लगी होगी और अगर आप कभी यहाँ पर ट्रैवल करते हुए आओगे तो मैं इस जगह की लोकेशन और एयरबीएनबी का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दूँगा। अगर आपका मन करे तो यहाँ पर आकर के एक रात बिता करके देखना, मुझे लगता है बहुत मज़ा आएगा क्योंकि मुझे नहीं लगता कि इससे ज़्यादा अजीब, वियर्ड एंड एट द सेम टाइम अमेजिंग जगह पे मैं इसके पहले कभी रुका हूँ। सो या दैट्स इट फ्रॉम दिस एपिसोड आई गेस। आई होप आपको ये एपिसोड अच्छा लगा होगा एंड ऐसी ही कुछ और अजीब चीज़ों को ढूंढ रहा हूँ मैं, देखता हूँ क्या मिल जाए अगले एपिसोड में। जो भी होगा दिखाएंगे आपको, मिलेंगे आपसे उस अगले एपिसोड में। अंटिल देन कीप ट्रैवलिंग एंड कीप वॉचिंग देसी टूरिस्ट। बाय बाय, टेक केयर।